Hello my friends, and welcome back to another writing vlog. I know in my last vlog I said that in this one I would start actually writing draft 2, but unfortunately we're not. I just want to get some extra little brainstorming and research in. I made a list of things that I have to do. Here's a list of things that I want to do before I actually start writing. So as you can see, I've done 2 of these already, but they're just some things that I want to make sure I have before I actually go into writing. So this video is probably going to have a bit of everything: plotting, brainstorming, outlining, structuring, and a lot of research. So I'm thinking I'm going to start with some of the easier stuff, some of the more research-based type things. So let's see, I'd like to make a map of the ship since they're air pirates and they have an airship that they're in for quite a bit of the book. I wanted to kind of draw out a sort of map of the inside so that I can reference it when I'm writing and have an idea of where everything is. I'm a little scared about that one because I've never made a map of the interior of a ship, but it does sound fun, so I'm excited for that. And then I'm also wanting to make a guide of weapons and vehicles. Mainly weapons, I think, because I have been wanting— a problem that I've been finding is that a lot of the weapons are pretty similar or the same, which isn't a bad thing because a lot of them use guns, and that's not a bad thing to have because a lot of stories just have a bunch of guns. But I found that it kind of makes some of the fight scenes a little difficult because there's no action. I want them to move around, interact with the environment more and stuff, and I feel like if they're just shooting at each other, there is little room to move around and a higher chance of getting injured or killed, which kind of just ruins the conflict. So I've been wanting to diversify my weapons and have cooler, unique weapons that could incorporate a lot of different things and aspects into the fights. And then vehicles, just so I can reference it whenever I'm writing, because I noticed that in my draft 1 manuscript I described this one vehicle, the same vehicle, I described it very differently, 3 different times. So I want to just make a little guide to some of the vehicles and find or research, probably on Pinterest. Pinterest has everything. I'm gonna be using Pinterest a lot today to research these sort of things. And then I wanted to kind of finalize my map of Northrem. Let me find it. So I have this map from a while ago. I made this map, I think I showed it in the last vlog, but this was my original map, but I realized that some of the stuff that happens in the story near the end, some of the cities and stuff, have to be moved around. So I started this one, and I just traced it so that the outline is the same, but I needed to move some of these cities around, and as you can see they're still in pencil because I wanted to make sure I had it right. So that's another to do, is just to kind of finalize that and make sure everything is how I want it. I'm also wanting to do more research on prosthetics because Orion, the main character, is disabled. She is physically disabled and has a prosthetic arm. And then research some more food and drink, which doesn't sound like it'd be an issue, but I also found during my draft 1 manuscript that whenever they were eating or drinking or something, because there's taverns and stuff, it's not medieval, but a lot of the tavern environments are older looking, you know what I mean, the classic tavern sort of thing. And they were drinking cider all the time, and the food and stuff wasn't very diverse. And I know that doesn't seem like a huge issue with plot and a major thing, but I do just want to have these things down. I just want to make a list of sort of food and drink of that time period, even though this isn't set in a specific time period. I just want some examples. I want to make a list that I could use just so I have it, and it'll make it easier in the coming drafts. I also need to brainstorm more ideas for the setup, and I kind of did this last night, so it shouldn't take too long, but I have been changing a lot of my plot and restructuring everything, and I kind of realized that oh, there's a squirrel! I kind of realized that my setup, the first 10% of the book, is super short, and it's only 2 chapters or 2 different scenes, which isn't very long at all. So I want to go back, have more ideas for, or like brainstorm more ideas for the setup, and show more examples of my protagonist in her natural world, her normal, like, real world that she's used to, just so I can kind of set that up better and make the first, like, third of the book a little bit longer. And then the last thing I want to do is make a new scene outline, and you're probably like, what are you talking about? You've been doing that so much. And I know, I did that a lot in my last video and possibly the last 2 videos, but I think in the last, well, I meant vlogs, not last videos, but in the last 2 vlogs, but in the last vlog, if you remember, I didn't, like, divide them all into individual scenes, but I mainly just had the plot points for the, like, for the new story. So I would like to go through and make a whole new scene outline with the actual individual scenes. So today's gonna be kind of busy. I have a lot to do. A lot of it is just research and brainstorming ideas, and nothing that I think is going to take too long. And I have been brainstorming and stuff, like, on my own time without filming it, but since I do have, like, a good list today of things to do, I thought I would film it just so you guys have, like, a realistic picture of this process and, like, how long it takes. And I'm trying to just be open and honest about all of this. I would love to start writing, but there are still things that I need to get done before I do that. So I think I'm going to start with the food and drink thing, because I found this last night and it's like a list of tavern food from, like, D&D and stuff, so I think that's pretty cool, and I'm excited to go through this whole thing and start making a list. And obviously I'm not going to take everything from this, but I did want some more, like, ideas of food and drink to use. So I found a lot of good food and drink examples, so I got a nice little list here, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. It's actually really cool. I found a lot of, like, D&D menus and stuff, which it's really cool to me. Except those are so, like, tavern food in general is so meaty, and Orion is a vegetarian, and so I had to make sure that I had enough like, vegetarian examples. And I did not plan that because I'm vegetarian. I didn't plan to make her vegetarian as well, but it kind of just became that while I was writing the first draft. There was, like, a scene where they were eating, and it just, Orion kind of just took over, and she was like, I'm a vegetarian. And it just kind of stuck, and I like it, so she's a vegetarian. Next thing that I have to do, hold on, let's mark that off. I think what I'm going to do next is to do some research on prosthetics, and I've already done a lot of research on that, but there were, like, 2 questions I still needed answers to after I did the read through, because obviously their prosthetics are not the same as ours, and so I just want to get some questions answered about kind of the mechanics of some things, and I can change whatever I want basically because it's a fictional world, but I do want to just see how some things are. So that shouldn't take very long. So after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and, ooh, I might try the map of the ship. That would be so fun. Oh, I'm so excited. So while my food is cooking, I wanted to show y'all what I got at the library yesterday. Here, let me set this down. So I went to the library yesterday and got some, I originally went for 2 books, and then I ended up getting 3, and 2 of them are, like, writing help books. So the first one, obviously, the Amber Spyglass. If you've been keeping up, you'll know that I've been reading the Golden Compass books, and they are absolutely amazing. I am in love with them. So I just started the 3rd book, and I'm so excited. The next book I got, which was the second one that I was originally coming to get, is Save the Cat, and I'm so excited. I finally picked it up. I know this has been pretty popular for a while, and it's not the original, it's the Save the Cat writes a novel. But I know these have been super popular for a while, and so I finally got the chance to pick it up, and I've been reading it, and it is absolutely amazing. It is, like, a game changer. I love it. I highly, highly, highly recommend this book for anyone trying to write a book, even if, like, you know what you're doing, because, like, I know how to structure a book, and mine is pretty good with that. I know a lot about like story structure and scenes and plot and stuff like that, but this gave a lot more description of some like scenes, and it talks all about the beats and everything like that. And so I feel like this was just really helpful because it gave a lot more like description and like examples. It has so many examples of like books that follow certain structures and stuff like that. So I highly recommend it. And my story, which is already pretty much like it has a good structure, this with the examples it gave helped a lot. And so I think I've been able to like come up with more ideas and add a little more depth to each beat because this explains it in such a better way than you'll find like online or something like that. The third book I got is, I just saw it and I just wanted to pick it up because it applies. The Last Draft, a novelist's guide to revisions. And since I'm on revisions right now, I was like, this might be helpful. So I started reading it, and it's good, and I feel like it probably offers a lot of good information, but the first like half to even like 2/3 of the book is just paragraphs and paragraphs. The Save the Cat is more like it has like checklists, and it has like the beats and stuff like that. It's very like organized, if that makes sense, and like it has everything kind of laid out in chunks and stuff. And this is just like straight paragraphs, like it's just a book. And so I don't know, it's not exactly what I was looking for because I don't want to just sit and read like tons of exposition. I want like checklists and like a guide, kind of, if that makes sense. So I'm sure there's lots of really great information in there, but I don't have the time to kind of read the whole thing because I am trying to start it now. And within like the first 3 pages, the author like kind of takes a jab at the Save the Cat beat sheet, and I was like, I don't know, because that's what I'm following. And she was like, some people who want to follow certain screenwriter structure, and I'm like, ah. Anyway, so that's what I picked up at the library, and yeah, they're good. I'm excited about Save the Cat especially, even though I've basically already read everything that kind of applies to this story. Anyway, I am still cooking lunch. I'm making some roasted potatoes with brown rice and green beans. And I'll either keep working on this while I eat, or I might take a little break. I don't always like to work on whatever I'm doing during lunch, because usually throughout my day I'll be like writing or working on something at my desk, and then I'll make lunch and I'll come back to my desk to eat, and then I don't always want to keep working while I do that, and so I usually will watch an episode of something on Netflix or watch some YouTube videos. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to eat this. Alright, back to designing an airship. Okay, so I think I have a pretty good idea of how I want this ship to be. I'll do the inside of it later. I'll also do the weapons guide thing later. Right now, I really want to get to the scene outline and stop researching and work on my book. Basically, what I need to do is change up some of the plot points because, again, I changed some of the plot, as well as just getting the individual scenes down. Here we are once again. Everything is all laid out, and I think what I'm gonna do is find my beat sheet. So since I started reading, where is it? Save the Cat. Since I started reading this, I found it super helpful because it gives a lot more explanation. So I had an original beat sheet for it, which was in here somewhere. Obviously I'm super unorganized, so I'm not gonna get it, but I made a new one. I'm gonna do it kind of far away because I'm scared of giving away stuff, but this is my new beat sheet right here. And I changed a lot of things because, again, the book was super helpful and gave a lot more description and explanation, so I was able to fix a lot of these points and make them better and more complex. So this is what we're working with, and so I'm gonna use this to make a new scene outline on these index cards, and then possibly even on my Google Docs in my like spreadsheet like I do normally like for the original draft one. Okay, I've been staring at this for way too long, so I think what I'm gonna do is make a new scene outline, but make it on the computer like I do, because it just seems like a waste to just make a whole new one on index cards, and I really like the flexibility of doing it on the computer because I can just delete words and then retype them instead of using all these post-it notes and like rearranging things. It just hurts my brain. I feel like I can't organize my thoughts like this. So what I'm gonna do is just make my new scene outline on the computer following the scene outline like guidelines that I told you guys about in the video I made all about how I do my scene outlines. I am losing motivation very quickly, and I have not gotten much done in about the 30 minutes that I've been sitting here. Well, I have, but I had to like brainstorm because it was on my to-do list. I had to come up with new ideas for the first few chapters for like the setup and stuff, so I've been doing that, and I am just not feeling it that much right now, so we're gonna have a location change. Plus, it's getting really cold in my room right now for some reason, so I think I'm gonna go outside. We're gonna just try to carry this one-handed. Oh my goodness. I don't write outside very often because my allergies have been awful lately, and last time I read outside, I looked like I was crying. It is such a nice day today. This is so nice, and not like Texas. So another problem that I realized I was having during my read-through in Draft 1 is that I had too many minor characters that weren't doing anything, so not just too many minor characters in the number, but that I had so many that were useless and pointless and they weren't doing anything for the story. So what I'm doing in this one is going through my list of minor characters and trying to combine some of them or give better purpose to them and change them around and stuff like that. So that's what I'm not working on that right now. I'm working on the scene outline, but I just had to do that with one of them, so I thought I would mention it. I think I figured out a good sort of setup, like for the first few chapters, like I was talking about. I think I figured it out. I don't know if it's exactly as long as like what I'm thinking of, but I do think it'll work just fine. And so far my allergies are not here, so that's good. We're gonna see how long that lasts. This is going a lot better now that I've moved outside, so that's good. I've only been working on it for about 20 minutes, and I have 6 scenes. It's going pretty smoothly. I'm coming up with a lot of ideas, actually, like new ideas and things that I can incorporate to make the story even more complex and detailed, and that's really exciting. Although I did find out that I messed up the map again in the new one, but it's still in pencil, so I'll just go through and mark that out and change it. I have 11 scenes now, and it's going well. And my allergies aren't bad, so that's good. It is a little after 5 o'clock now. I'm gonna keep going though because I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, and I'm getting a lot done. I got a lot done outside and my motivation came back, which is awesome. I'm coming back inside to make some dinner because I'm hungry and I'm a little sweaty. And then I will probably come back to the scene outline. I would like to finish it this week, probably hopefully tomorrow or the next day, but I really want to get it done before I start writing draft 2. I got these a while ago as like a guilty pleasure food because I really like macaroni and cheese and I love Star Wars, my sweet, sweet baby Rey. And I totally forgot I had these in the pantry. So that's what I'm having for dinner. We love a guilty pleasure meal. So I just realized that I forgot to add a scene near the beginning that was even in my draft 1 that I have the hiccups. I totally forgot to put it in this new scene outline, so I have to go back and do that. So this still is handy. I'm still going to be referencing these throughout this process of making this new scene outline, and I still have to go back and fix that issue with the map. Also, I know I talked about it earlier about possibly doing this, but I am trying a new sort of like technique or format for the scene outline, and I do like it. I think I may like it a little bit better. So I do think I'm going to take a little bit of a break from doing the scene outline because I kind of want to go back and try to draw the airship again, and I know that's like, I'm not an artist and it's not like it's out of my comfort zone, but it's just something I never do. But it sounds really cool and interesting and fun, so I'm gonna go back and try to draw an airship. I love this time of day when there's like lines on the wall because of the light. Here, let's move this out of the way. Look at that. I love that. That is so fun. Oh, I love it. Especially on my wall. I love this wall so much. So, if you can't tell, it's a few hours later. I took a little bit of a break and then I played tennis with my roommates. Then I came home and showered and just hung out for a little bit. It is now 11 o'clock and I really want to keep working on my scene outline. I'm eating some Cheez-Its and I just opened my scene outline and I added that scene that I was missing that I talked about earlier, and now I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, my friends, I am going to bed. I am tired. It is almost midnight, but I did get a lot of scenes done, so that's good. I should hopefully finish this scene outline well, tomorrow I might be busy, so sometime this week. So I'm going to finish the scene outline, finish the research that I was doing. It shouldn't be too much longer, and then I promise, I know I said it last time, but I promise now the next writing vlog will be actually starting to write draft 2. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. Thank you all again. I love you all very, very much, and I will see you guys in my next video.